To achieve anything in this game, you must prepare to dabble in the boundaries of disaster. Friends and grasshoppers, this is the Formless Podcast number 110. With me, Dustin. Tyler is out eating things that would make a billy goat puke. And if you know what that reference is from, shoot me a line on Instagram or Facebook at the Formless Pod, and maybe there'll be a little something in there for you. Anyway, have you ever seen the movie Sling Blade? It's a Billy Bob Thornton movie. He wrote it and directed it, I guess. I've been thinking about this. I've been having this thought for a while here. This concept of what it takes to make an engine run. And this is a long, convoluted story, and I'm going to get to the point here in a hot minute. But a gasoline-powered engine needs three things to run. And it's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. But before I get to that, I got to finish this whole thought about Sling Blade. Sling Blade is a movie about a gentleman who is mentally challenged, I guess is the proper term for it. And he's played by Billy Bob Thornton. His name's Carl. And in the movie, he gets released from, I suppose it's a mental institution. It's been a number of years since I've seen the movie. And he gets put into the care of a gentleman who is supposed to help him kind of establish himself in town and get him a job and place to sleep and that sort of thing. And there's some real tearjerker moments in it, and there's some really funny stuff in it, if you like that sort of humor. But it's a pretty good movie all around. Anyway, he gets this job at like a small engine repair place. And it takes place in the South, and these two old boys fix like lawnmower engines and such, chainsaws, things like that. And when you get introduced to the gentlemen at the shop, they had just finished rebuilding a small, looks like a lawnmower engine. And they can't figure it out for the life of them. You can tell they're kind of cussing mad at it. And just won't turn over. I think that's one of the lines. Anyway, the caretaker and the other two employees start chatting along, and Carl looks at the engine. And while they're talking, one of the employees looks at Carl and says, "Well, did you figure it out yet?" And Carl says, "It ain't got no gas." And it's funny just how simple things could be and how difficult and complicated we make things. You look at modern cars now with all of the electronic gizmos and doodads and things on it, and there's so much being ran by the computer in the name of efficiency. But when something goes wrong, it makes multiple things happen and not work. Sensors and motors and electric doodads, for what lack of a better term. When in reality, that motor needs three things to run. You need air, you need fuel, and you need a spark. Air is pretty self-explanatory. Air mixes with the fuel and helps combustion when ignited by the spark. The more air you have, the more power you can make, essentially. When you can move more air, the engine can make more power. Fuel. You need the fuel. The better quality fuel you have, the better the engine will run. Bad Bad fuel will affect output and can actually damage the motor if bad enough. Can you have too much of a good thing, though? Consider the top fuel dragster. I'm kind of a car nut. I used to be really into cars. As I've gotten older and had children and other priorities have taken over. So I still have a few old cars, but they're mainly yard art in my parents' house right now. But one day, right? One day. We've heard that story before. Anyway, consider the top fuel dragster. 10,000 horsepower. Ran on a volatile mix of nitromethane. Super explosive, potent fuel. They can make a quarter mile pass and a hair over 300 miles an hour in 3 seconds from a standing start. If you've never seen that, do yourself a favor and go on YouTube and type in top fuel dragster. The sounds, the smells, the pure violence that this thing creates is a sight to behold. And if you ever get the chance to see it up close in person, it will rearrange your chromosomes in a way that I can only be described. You can only experience it by being there. It's an amazing experience. You should definitely check it out. But in that 3-second run, when it's all said and done, that engine has to be completely torn apart and rebuilt. So, can you have too much of a good thing? It's possible. People. Oh no, wait. We're not done yet. We got sparks. That engine needs the spark to ignite the fuel. And air mixture to create the power. A spark too soon or too late, you can lose power or have potential damage. But at the right time, with the right amount, creates the magic that makes the motion happen and continues to run. It's a process. Everything works together. Now, consider people. People need the same 3 things to run. You've got to breathe. You have to be able to. Try living without air. It'll be a short life indeed. The better quality air, the better output. The more air you can move, the longer and more power you can generate. That's one that I'm working on right now. My endurance. That lack of breath. Especially as I get older. Fuel. You got to eat. The better quality, the better you will do in everything. Brain fuel, body fuel, all of those things. Spark. The spark. The spark is life. It's what makes all the other stuff about life enjoyable. You can see it in children especially. They've got that lust for life. They just are excited to meet the day. It's the fun stuff. It's the stuff that makes you excited. It makes all the other crap that you have to do worth it. Can you live without a spark? I would argue you can, but it's not nearly as fun. It's not nearly as colorful. Now, some days, those sparks are really dim. And some days, those sparks are as bright as the 4th of July. Sometimes, we got to search for that spark. And other times, you don't have to look for it at all. It's right there, right in front of you, happening all around you. The goal is to be there, right? The goal is to have that spark all the time, lit up, firing us up and getting us moving. But some days we have to find it. We got to search for it. We got to work for it. I personally believe that nothing in life is free. And same thing, it goes just as well for the spark. You got to work for it. It doesn't just come naturally. It just doesn't arrive at your doorstep in a nice package waiting for you to open the door and say, "Oh, there you are. Come on in." I was struggling with this podcast today. Actually, for a number of weeks, I've had this in my head, prepared, ready to go for a number of weeks. And I went back and forth from feeling super awesome about it to feeling, well, like this was a waste of time and that I should scratch this whole idea and move on to the next thing. But a funny thing kept happening. I'd come to the conclusion that this was no good and that I would scratch this episode and just start from scratch, get a new idea, a new thought, talk about something different. But I kept waking up in the middle of the night or early in the morning and having this idea, and I'd write it down and I'd be like, this is good. This isn't bad. Here's a cool idea. Here's something else I can add to this episode that I've already written off that I'm not going to do. And talking with a friend on the way to work, and actually a previous guest, Quinn, I think he's on episode 7 or 8, maybe 9 or 10. I can't recall at the top of my head. But he was kind of interested in it. And then I let my wife read my notes. And she's a pretty good critic, but she's always soft on me. She spares my feelings. She's not a harsh critic. So when I'm sensitive about something, I give it to her because I know she's not going to hurt my feelings, right? And she liked it. Well, she likes everything. She's like your mom, right? Your mom loves everything you do, or should, if you have a good mom. Even if it's garbage, she'll say, "Oh, good job, sweetheart." Right? Well, that was where I was. I was looking for that spark. And I don't know that I necessarily found it. And so I'm trying to make this happen, right? Then I'm struggling. And I'm working. I rewrote this thing about 4 times. I got on the internet and looked up ideas and different things. I got on AI, the chat, GT, whatever. Wrote it all out in there, had it rearrange things. Scrapped that idea too, because it didn't feel like it was my voice after that, if that makes any sense. But then I realized something, that I was going to keep kicking this can of this episode down the road. I was always going to find something else to do instead of working for it. So I decided I needed to just shut the door, go in the garage, and get to work and start working on stuff. And lo and behold, it kind of came together. And it got a little better. And I started to feel okay about it. And then I started to feel good about it. And I put it out there. And I think I found the spark. I'm breathing. I ate a decent lunch. Good protein, good greens, some garlic. Feel good. Drinking some water. I exercised today. Did some Arnis with my middle son, Cole. Found that spark. Got happy again. And lo and behold, here we go. Sometimes it's not that easy. But there's lots of things that clutter it up. Take modern cars, for instance. You've got all the gizmos and gadgets that make things work. I got navigation in my car. My phone hooks up to the car as soon as you turn it on, plays my favorite Spotify channel automatically. I don't have to do anything. It comes on. Got climate control, cruise control. I got a safety deal that keeps me in the lane if I'm not paying attention. All of these wonderful things that are supposed to make life easier and safer and less complicated. But if any one of those little things goes wrong, it messes up the whole rest of the system down the road. I don't even have to check the tire pressure in my car. It has a tire pressure sensor that's electronic. But if one of those quits working, you get an alert, and then you get a check engine light. Now, I don't know if it affects anything else down the road in the car. Down the road as in the rest of the system of the car. I don't want to find out, because I know it'll be expensive. How often are our lives overly complicated when in reality we just need a few things? We just need a few simple things. And if one of those things are out of order, how badly will it mess up the rest of our life? Well, if you have a lack of oxygen, that's really simple to diagnose because you'll be dead or close to it. If you don't have the proper fuel, you'll feel like garbage. And if you don't get enough of fuel, that'll be simple to diagnose too because you'll be dead. You guessed it. The spark is a little more difficult. The spark is what makes everything else worth the while. We're only on this ride for a short time, so we should make the best of it while we can. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was easier to listen to than it was to make. If you liked anything you heard, please reach out to us on either your choice of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all at the Formless Pod. Our website as well is formlesspod.com. We have merch and other stuff on there. We're kind of going back to the drawing board and doing a little revamping on that, and hope to have some more on that soon. Life is good, staying busy, and hope the grass is green wherever you are.